this video capsule on discussion points and interactions and managing your attendees inside of a communication. What we're going to look at first is we're going to look at how to get discussion points inside of your Borealis communication. It's actually what a discussion point is it's a separate way outside of the summary or description box that you just saw in the previous communications capsule, in which you can record specific questions that maybe a stakeholder would have asked in a meeting, on a phone call, or in an open house that may be of importance to you, or it could be a way of recording some feedback and even an answer that you provided to the stakeholder. There's a lot of cool options to record this data inside of a communication. One thing I do want to note as well is that if you are interested in creating follow-up tasks, that will be covered in a later capsule. This is just strictly on creating discussion points and flagging them for a follow-up if needed. It's actually very simple. We're going to just use a communication that we created in a previous capsule. If you remember this call that we had with Aaron and Lisa over here. And actually, where we can record discussion points is right here in the interaction section. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that, and it'll bring us right here to discussion points. Now, if I want to create one, I can use the green button right here. I can use the green button right here as well. And if I click it, it will just open up this menu here where I could start entering in some information. So the first thing we need to do is enter in the description or the question that was asked by the stakeholder. In this case, this stakeholder was asking about dust, or when will the dust be the worst during the summer season for a construction project, for example. Now we need to select the participant here. So what we can do is it will actually pull from the list of people or participants that are inside of this communication. So maybe it was Lisa Roundtree here that asked the question. Um, Follow-up required. We're not going to use it, but it's just a data point that you can utilize to record if these discussion points do actually need a follow-up. Uh, the status could be used alongside it just to say it's resolved, unresolved. You can apply some subject categories to it as well. So maybe if you do have one about dust, doesn't seem like we do. Maybe this is just related to health because the dust will affect their lungs. And then we could even record the feedback and answers that we provided. So we could say we provided this answer saying it will be most visible during the afternoon when we are hauling earth away from the site. We could even record things like the sentiment that was involved in this discussion point. So for example, maybe the stakeholder was okay with this because you did give them the information they wanted. There's a positive sentiment, and you could say that it was shared by a percentage of the group or all of them if you so choose as well. And then we're just going to hit save here. And that's how we create a discussion point. And you can see now it's keeping track or giving us even more detail about some of the points or topics or even questions that were asked during this very important phone call here with Aaron and Lisa. Maybe we forgot to add a stakeholder into this communication. So what we're going to do now is manage the participants. Maybe we need to enter a discussion point, but we can't because there's not an attendee on this communication, and we don't have them on the list to select them as a stakeholder that was involved in the discussion point. It's really easy to do so. You could go right here to the attendees section. You can say that maybe you wanted to add another stakeholder, just hit the green plus button. And as always too, you are able to hit the green plus button here next to attendees as well. It will open up the menu. You could select the participant you want to add, whether it be an organization or person. Let's see if we have a Dave here. We do. We have a David Davis. We could say maybe they weren't invited, but they were present. We could put the sentiment that they shared specifically as well as an individual that attended this meeting too. So we have some options there available as well when adding a participant, but we can hit save. And as easy as that, you can see now that David Davis has been added as a participant to an already created communication. That would be it now for this capsule. Thank you for following along on how to manage your communications a bit, and we will see you in the next capsule. Have a good one.